I think it might be nice just to talk about what your journey was to becoming a composer.
What I used to do when I was a child, 12 years old, I had a book of myths, and I would make up operas in my head for a whole afternoon, an hour or two, imagining the orchestra and singing the parts, or making some disgusting noise that anybody else would have thought was that I probably had mental problems. But it sounded quite nice in my inner ear, and I dreamt of writing operas when I was therefore a little child. When I was 16, I was taken by my wonderful music teacher from England, Peter Gellhorn, to go to Paris to meet Olivier Messiaen at his home, and that was a very, very important moment for me. I played him my childish efforts at composing. He responded with great generosity and warmth, and that afternoon said, "You must come to Paris and study with me." And I was overwhelmed by that, and he's remained an incredible, important figure to me.
One of the areas that we have this year is about borders and boundaries. Would I be right in thinking that that lurks within the interest of Written on Skin? I mean, for me, it certainly does.
I mean, isn't that what operas are partially about? You don't sing when everything's normal. You sing when you're extraordinarily happy. And we as human beings, we will resort to wailing, which is a form of singing, in moments of grief as well. I think a large number of operas, ever since the form was invented, have required breaking through barriers in order to reach that territory where singing is essential. Written on Skin was initially commissioned for premiere in the Aix-en-Provence Festival in 2012. Very fortunately, all my operas have been co-commissioned by several houses. Pierre Audi co-commissioned when some people thought, don't want to be involved. He's written smaller pieces, he shows no signs of being an opera composer. He somehow, don't know why, believed that it would be interesting, and he's followed each of my pieces, so I really appreciate that very deeply. The director of the Aix-en-Provence Festival, Bernard Faucroul, was trying to persuade me to write an opera for 20 years. I remember already in the early 90s he tried to ask me to do one, and I always said, I'd love to, I don't know how, I can't. But after he came to hear the premiere of Into the Little Hill, he wrote to me the next day, pushing me and said, come on George, it's time to do a real one now.
You asked us to invite the Mahler Chamber Orchestra to do Written on Skin. What was so significant about them?
A very, very wonderful friend of mine, Pierre-Laurent Aymar, the pianist who's been my friend since I was 16, he had talked to me about the Mahler Chamber Orchestra, and he said basically there's nothing greater than this in the world. And I found them amazing. I found with the Mahler Chamber Orchestra that there is some mysterious sound quality with them, of the blend of their instruments, the fantastic nature of their articulation. They're so perfectly in tune. There's something quite mysterious and wonderful. So I designed the piece with them in my mind. And they played it at the premiere in Aix, and they've played it on tour with me several times. They played the USA stage premiere. So I'm so thrilled that they will come to Amsterdam to play for this piece. You will, as it were, hear the work on really original instruments.